We've reached the finals of the 58th Congressional Cup Regatta in Long Beach, California. The top two teams made it after a week of tough competition, and the Belmont Pier is packed, full of anticipation and excitement. The day first began with a traditional fleet race among the bottom 6 teams, which this year was sailed in very light breeze, but nonetheless it entertained the crowds watching to set the mood. Then it was into the action of the main event with the best of 5 final to see which team would win the coveted Congressional Cup. USA's Chris Poole, the number 1 ranked team in the world, or the number 4th ranked team of Jeppe Borch's team from Denmark. In lighter than ideal race conditions, Chris Poole managed the pre-start superbly in his first match, slamming the Danes with an early penalty, leaving him then free to sail the course, staying ahead and notching up his first point on the scorecard. In match 2, it was Poole on the receiving end of a penalty in the pre-start from the young Danish team, but in short order, they soon saw the stern of Poole's boat as they headed upwind. Around the course, there was nothing Borch could do to rein in Poole, as they still had a penalty to shed before the finish to win. Coming down the final run, Poole had enough room to complete his penalty turn and still cross ahead, and so he moved up 2-0 on the scorecard.
It was a little bit of a tricky race, light air, kite set on the entry, and then we went to down to the boundary. Sorry about my guys talking, we're debriefing. And then didn't do a good job staying close enough to the boundary, and Jeppe was able to hook us, but we were happy with that to go for position and get some speed. And then we just got off the line, and Joachim called a great first beat, started to stretch away, and the traffic helped get us enough of a gap to do a penalty turn at the finish.
Meanwhile, the petite final for the 3rd and 4th place teams was also underway, with reigning World Match Racing Tour champion Nick Egnott Johnson from New Zealand scoring 2 straight wins over Ian William from Great Britain, who was likely still reeling from his 3-0 defeat yesterday at the hands of Borch. And now the members of the Long Beach Yacht Club and fans watching around the world readied themselves for a crucial 3rd match. Could Borch score a point and end Poole's incredible unbeaten streak to keep his hopes alive in the regatta? Off the starting line it was close, but Poole took the right-hand side and looked to be in better pressure. Little by little he widened the gap, and by the final mark rounding he had a solid lead. Borch knew well that the trailing boat can often come back downwind, but Poole's team managed the run perfectly, soaking downwind to the finish line to the massive cheers of the spectator crowd. An unprecedented, unbeaten week with 24 wins from 24 matches. It was, in his words, a perfect regatta. For Borch, it was so close and yet so far in his first Congressional Cup final, but he's sure to be back.
Well, yeah, huge congrats to Chris and his team. I know he's been wanting this for so long and he's worked really hard. They were clearly way better than us today. They sailed really well, and we didn't show up for the game. Sorry about we couldn't give the spectators what they came for, but yeah, they were just very, very good and totally deserve it. So well done to them.
And a champagne swim for an ecstatic Chris Poole. On to the awards presentation at the Long Beach Yacht Club with silver medals for Borch and his team. And for the first time in the event's history, Chris Poole donned the famed Crimson Blazer as he and his team received their gold medals and had the honor of lifting the Congressional Cup trophy, adding his name to the long list of historic match race winners. Congratulations to Chris Poole and his Riptide Racing team with an unbeaten record, scoring valuable points toward the World's Match Racing Tour title. And the first major event of the year, concluding yet another historic Congressional Cup here in Long Beach, California.